What is up, fam? It's your boy Mike again with another review for you guys today. Today we're going to be doing a new review on a new chair. This gone Kobe with a new one finding out soon. Check it out. Alright guys, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to speed things up for you just so we can see what's going on. So first things first, I'm just going to open this box up, see what's inside. And basically give you guys a pretty much step-by-step of exactly what's going to happen as soon as you purchase this item. So it'll come with the tools that you'll need, and obviously in the box. It'll come with the instruction manual like you've seen. So what I'm going to do right now is just take everything apart. So that little bit there is obviously the gas strut control. Then obviously you got the armrests as well. Heaps of cardboard. Look, with the delivery with what actually came through, it actually came within 2 days, which is really good, especially on a rainy day as well. So shout out to these guys who I bought it off. You got obviously the base there. You've got the base cushioning. You've got the top cushioning as well inside the box. And what else do we have here? That would be the tools. So I think those are the wheels, I believe, which they are. So that's the gas strut base, tools, and obviously me cutting everything open now. So if you can see everything there, that's literally what you get in the box. Everything you can see is everything that you'll get and everything that I get. So what I found very interesting when I was trying to line it up, so you can see all the logos and everything there. One thing that was very surprising to me is that the whole chair is basically put together by the armrests. So you wouldn't figure it out at the beginning, but with majority of chairs that I've dealt with in the past, and other chairs in general, what happens is the base is usually bolted from the bottom to the top of the top base. But with this physical design, which I found really interesting, is that it was done by the armrest. So that basically means that if you remove the armrest, guess what? Your chair falls off. So it's probably best to have maybe the Allen key that it comes with to have maybe kept on the side just in case. So every maybe blue moon, maybe just tighten it up here and there. So in a second, I'll go through all the sequences and putting all the bolts in and explaining to you guys the best way to bolt something up as well. So it's a very common mistake that people obviously make. What happens is that when people bolt things in, they just bolt it in as they see it. So 2 bolts on the side, 2 bolts on the side. So they'll put 1 and 2 in, tighten it up as hard as they can. They'll flip it to the other side, bolt it up again as hard as they can. And that's just an incorrect way of doing bolts. Okay, same goes with wheels. So the best thing you should do is use the bolts, line them up as best as you can. So do it as lightly as you can, but enough for it to hold and have its shape. And then lightly put in the other side as well, which I'll show you guys as well. So again, it comes with 4 bolts, 4 holes. So 2 on the bottom for the bottom rest, and then 2 on the top for the top rest. So what we're going to do is just obviously get everything apart. So it's pretty cool. It comes in a very handy packaging, which is all in one. It's none of this just, a little plastic bag that it comes in, a little cable tied all together elastic band. It came in a proper little packaging unit, which labeled everything, which is quite nice. But again, I think that's obviously from a gaming company. They understand the difficulty of, shit lying around everywhere inside a little box. Box is quite neat. Wasn't too heavy, surprisingly, which is pretty good. But it came pretty quickly, like I said. So definitely a great experience so far with getting this new chair. But yeah, this is me basically doing it on the floor. I didn't have a lot of room in my room. Pun intended. But obviously, so I just ended up doing it outside my room. So we're just gonna get all of this going on. But keep in mind, I'm going to do all of this by myself as well. So if you guys can get a helping hand, definitely get a helping hand to help you out. It just makes that job a lot easier instead of, stretching your back or pulling out where you're not supposed to be pulling out and trying to do something. Because you know how that goes. When you try and do something, it doesn't work, you get frustrated and you just get nowhere. Just like anything else, me doing a car service and something doesn't go right and just shits me. I walk away, come back, and everything is all good to go. But on this, obviously, next part, we're going to see what we can do. So this is me lining up the arms. So this shows you that I'm lining up the first top part, and then I'm lining up the second part as well, which is pretty good. So far, so good. But you'll see me when I do it. I'll do just lightly tighten on one side and then lightly tighten the other side, and then once both arms were on, I'd tighten them a little bit more and more and more as much as I can go. So just don't mind the people around me. I unfortunately don't live on my own, so I wish I could be independent, but in Australia the economy isn't exactly the best for anybody, and finances aren't that great, so I gotta make do with what I can, so I've gotta share what I have to share. So when the dog eats, I gotta eat the same dog food as well, so you know, life's tough sometimes, but you just gotta roll with it. But yeah, anyways, this will just keep on going, and then we'll just slowly get it there, and hopefully I'll eventually get it done. And then we'll flip it over. We'll get to the bottom base part now, so pretty much the next part would be the gas lift lever. Again, it's going to be 4 screws, very simple. It's just like any other ordinary chair. It all has that sort of the threading base underneath, made by some hardwood, plywood type of material to hold it all up together. But it's pretty basic. Again, do the 4 screws to bolt them in. So the way that I like to do it is I like to do it one on one side and then another on the other side, just to line it up properly, and then do the same thing obviously on the opposite sides. That way at least you know it's going to be, again, sitting properly. So again, if you do it 2 of them on one side and then 2 of them on the other side, you're going to notice that it's not going to line up properly, and guess what's going to happen? You're going to have to undo the screws, which obviously means that you're making the thread a lot weaker, and again, which obviously doesn't have longevity for you and your chair. But it's not going to kill you, obviously. It's just, you know, a good train of thought. Another advice for you guys: if any of you guys are doing DIY wheel changes, again, do the same thing with that. If it's a 4 lug or a 5 lug or a 4 stud or a 5 stud, try and do them in diagonal, because obviously once you bolt one side in, the other side's going to be bolted in, and they're not going to be obviously as tight as they could be. So we're just going to go through all this, but a good little advice there for you. But yeah, it's not rocket science to do all of this. It comes with the Allen key included to do all of this anyways, as you can see. You don't see me go out and get any other tools, but if you do have obviously, like, you know, an impact gun or, you know, an electric drill that has a, you know, an Allen key attachment, that will obviously speed things up a little bit for you. So, you know, if it's just easier for you doing it that way. But I decided to do it by hand just for obviously instruction purposes. So if you are someone who's going out to buy this chair, this is basically a full step-by-step of how to do it and get it up and running with the single tool that it comes with. So again, it's not rocket science for any of you guys who think, you know, you need big muscles, you need to be a man to do all of this. You know, anyone can do this. Guy, girl, lady, shim, him, whatever you want to be called for yourself, whatever. Anyone can do this, big or small, strong, weak, long, short, whatever. Anyone can do this. It's pretty easy. So, I don't know, my dog would probably do this if he wanted to as well, but, you know, he's busy chasing other bones and that. But yeah, banter. So, yeah, this is keeping me occupied pretty well. Good way to spend my day off and get things going. There's an old mate there just trying to check and see if I need help. No, don't need help. Go away. I'm independent. I can do this myself. So we're just gonna get this going and see how far we can go with this so far. But yeah, if you guys are wondering, obviously gaming chair. I obviously play games. What a surprise! I do play games. The games I play at the moment is CS:GO, so Counter-Strike. I like playing Dota as well. Dota Unlords, if you're a fan of that as well. What other games do I play? That's it, really, to be honest with you. I don't really play any other games. It's just in the interim, just to keep myself busy. Like to play the Switch, you know. Super Smash Bros. Smashing all my bros, you know. But yeah. Anyways, back to the base. So I had a bit of problem with getting the bases in. I read the instruction and it literally said push and twist and it will go in. But obviously when you do that, all it does is obviously spin, which is really silly. So that did not help me at all. So now you can see me here just trying to push it in and trying to twist it and push it, and it just doesn't do the job. Look, the bases are it's pretty strong, to be honest. So the 5-star base is quite sturdy, very thick compared to my original one. So it does obviously mean that it's got a stronger base to hold you down. Yeah, look at that. That's me trying to bash it in, but I find out it doesn't work. And obviously the wheels are very lightweight, but very maneuverable as well. So that means you can slide. If you have tiles in your room, you can slide around pretty, pretty well. Sort of like Michael Jackson sort of sliding. But yeah, but the bases are pretty good. Very lightweight wheels, very sturdy. So definitely good material, like I mentioned. So good quality stuff. Good quality stuff. So here's some advice for you guys. So how I found out that this would go through is I held my finger in between. And I pulled it down. So if you can see that, you just see me push my fingers in all of them, and they go down a lot easier that way. So the advice that they really give you doesn't really do shit for you. But this is probably the best way to do it for you. So that's me putting all 5 wheels in, push it in, easy in and out, me checking a couple of messages. You got the bags, yeah, but yeah, look at that. Nice and easy to go, nice and smooth. Me pretending I can read, but I can't read at all. Just looking at the pretty pictures, and I'll just put that in there. I think that's pretty much rocket science there to put that in. So again, the next part is obviously lining it up onto the actual gas strut. Again, it'd be good if you had a second pair of eyes, but unfortunately I didn't, so I had to, try and get it all going by myself. Sharingan, bang, get my third eye out there, get it going. And then it went in, simple as that. And then that's pretty much it. And then I just give it a good sit just to make sure that it stayed on sturdy as well. But that's pretty much it. So that is the chair. That's me lying on it, testing it out, feeling it. So my old chair didn't have obviously the arms with the cushions on them, so I found that pretty nice as well. But that is the basis of the chair. So you can see the swing's pretty good. The gas struts are pretty good as well. Got a letter. Throw it out. Ain't paying no bills today, bitch. But checking out the gas struts. I found it really weird how it said it was at the back. I thought it was going to be at the front like a car. But obviously the lever will sit at the back, which obviously makes sense because you're not going to be playing with it all the time. But so far so good. So this is just me doing my final test of tightening. So again, make sure that you obviously do it tight enough where everything's obviously sit together. Once everything's put together, make sure there's obviously no missing bolts, no missing screws. Surprisingly, with this actual set, it actually came with a spare set of screws. So it came with 2 extra bolt-in screws as well, in case someone lost it for some reason, because people somehow keep losing things that they don't have, and they just disappear. Like, you look at your food, you turn around, your food's gone, and your dog's, licking its lips, so something like that. So this is just me doing the final tightening, getting everything up and running, getting everything going. And then I don't know, that's pretty much it. So that should be she should be done. One thing I ended up forgetting to do, which you can see in the next video, is that it comes with the obviously caps. So it comes with the caps to cover everything up for you as well. I found it really interesting because most caps that you get, they're really hard, but these ones are actually pretty much rubber, nylon, silicone type of feel. So it made it really easy to put in. So you literally just push it in and it would go in. But obviously for me and my dumbass big fingers, I couldn't get it in. So, I got a bit of trouble getting it in there. But what up, guys? We're back now. We're now with the new chair. So we out here. So this is the chair that I've got. So I've got the ThunderX3. I've got the BC1. So I've got this in the black and the cyan color. I think it gives it a little nice touch to it as well, which is pretty cool. So this is my new chair. So compared to the old chair that I had, the old chair was a chair that I just picked up from a friend who was pretty much selling out his warehouse. He didn't need the chairs anymore, which was a great investment at the time. So I had like a cheap Officeworks chair that was like $50. It got me going around as well. So all I needed to do was just change the airlift base, the gas base, and put it on the new chair, which is that red one that you guys saw before, which is that one. So now that has had its time pretty much,
I've had it for about 2 years or 3 years or so. You can see it in the photos. It started to sag. The cushions on the thighs weren't as good, so it didn't feel as cushiony. So the bolsters weren't lasting very long. Bit of rips coming through as well. The gas lift started to decrease by itself, so it's on its way out. So every time that I would sit there and I'll play a game, I just slowly start to move down, and I'm like, what's going on? So firstly, that's not good for obviously my eyesight. Secondly, not good for obviously my back as well and my neck, having to readjust all the time as well. So I thought it was finally time to get myself a new chair, and this is it. So reason why I got this, number one, gaming chair, because obviously we know that a lot of gamers get gaming chairs for certain reasons, because they're on it all day. It's good back support, good cushioning, so it makes them feel comfortable as well, and it's something I'm going to be sitting on a lot of the time. So once I get home from work, or once I get home anywhere, this is the first thing that I do. So it's either this or that, which is pretty much one of the two things that I only use. So far with my review, look, the cushion, great, feels beautiful compared to my other chair. The back support, is heaps better. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can see it's obviously got the inside bolsters on the arms as well, which makes it feel comfortable on the inside, so you feel sort of snug inside when you're there. Cushioning, so a lot more cushioning here, if you guys can see, on the actual back arch support. So you've got that extra cushioning for you to arch your back onto it. So that way you're sitting up a lot more straight and feel a lot more comfortable, so you're not getting those back pains. So with my old chair, what I was doing is, right, so I was getting a lot of back pain because of obviously the chair itself. It didn't have this back support like this one does. So what it would make me do, right, it would make me arch my back like this sometimes to readjust itself to try to make it work. And every time I do that, my back would ache all the time. So when I sleep, I can't sleep. Yeah, so it definitely would hurt my back sometimes as well. So it was a great investment. Picked this up for $200. So you might be thinking, why this chair out of all chairs? So this particular brand itself, it's been around for a little while as well. So there are other brands as well that you can see. So you got the Artist, you've got, Anad, and then you've got other brands, you've got Secret Lab, stuff like that as well. I found these guys the best value for money. Personally, I did not want to spend more money on a chair because I just didn't feel like I needed to invest in it. I wanted to spend roughly about $100 or so. But the chairs for those prices, I could get those eBay chairs, which is like here. So it'll look like something like this. Looks exactly the same sort of thing, same sort of quality by the look of it. But I don't think it would have done the same thing as this one does. This particular chair obviously has a name brand behind it. I know you might be thinking you don't need the name brand, other ones will do the same thing. But these guys have invested time and effort into making chairs suitable for those who do play games and who are sitting on it all the time. So I think personally, if you're someone who's not, even a gamer, to be honest with you, even this chair would be perfect for you because it is comfortable, does look good, and it has your back and arch support. So it does help you in the long run as well. Okay, so I was looking at one of their other ranges. So in this brand, so the ThunderX3, they've got another one which is an EC1, which was perfect. So it worked out to be about $99 to purchase, and then obviously plus delivery. And then I had a look at it, and that was the cheapest one I could find. Same ones everywhere else were about $150. So this one was pretty much set and done. But then I had a closer look at it. It didn't have the same support that this one does in particular. So the biggest difference was obviously the bolsters. So if you can see the bolsters on both sides, and obviously on the top here as well, make a huge difference when it comes to sitting down on a chair. And I thought to myself that I already had a chair that already had bolsters, which helped and made a big difference. So by moving onto the $100 one, if anything, I would be going backwards. So I didn't think that was a good investment. So that's why I thought, look, it's something I'm going to be sitting on a lot of the time, something that I need. So I thought, look, I'll spend the extra couple bucks and do it that way. But keep in mind, even if you do decide to find another chair, there's always different methods of payments. If you want to pay up front, you've got things like Zip Pay, you've got Afterpay, you've got everything pay, whatever you want now. These days you can pay off anything, installments free with interest free and stuff like that as well. So this is my review on my new ThunderX3 BC1 chair. Guys, if you like the chair, if you like the review, give me a thumbs up. Let me know with your opinions. If you have other opinions and you think, the chair's not that great, Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's not for me. Who knows? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about the chair as well. So, but personally for me so far, it's 100% better upgrade from what I had. So, if there's anything else you guys want me to review, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe for any more stuff, and I'll see you guys then.